If you don't know who Cassy Athena is, you've certainly seen her work as a photographer shooting some of the biggest athletes and celebrities in the world. But it didn't almost happen. Jaime Maggio has more from this week's Hometown Hero.
So it was just like a normal day at class, except I would like turn my head and I'd start blacking out. I felt kind of weird. Went to the school nurse. She was like, you know, it's probably from midterms, lack of sleep, all of that, but we'll have the doctor come in here and see what he says. So then the doctor comes in and he was like, you know, it could just be from lack of sleep or you could have a brain tumor. You should go get it checked out. And it was just so extreme. Like, it went from a headache from being a college student to a possible brain tumor. They did the CAT scan and they found something. And at first they weren't sure what it was. They had to cut through my skull. They had to take a piece of my skull out, go in there, remove the tumor.
Cassy's experience helped forge her path forward. After recovering from surgery, she knew there was more to her future.
For me, a big part of it was just trusting God and trusting that He has a bigger purpose for me. And that's how, after I went through the surgery, my whole life changed in the way that I was like, okay, God saved my life. What's my bigger purpose here? And that's when I started following photography, my creative passion, which ultimately led me to where I am now.
Cassy's talent as a photographer and love of basketball growing up in LA led to a natural outlet.
That's kind of where it all kind of started. In college for fun, a passion, posting on social media a little bit. And then I would say it started getting more serious in 2011 when the NBA lockout happened.
That created an opportunity.
Yeah, because up until that point, a lot of people told me you really can't work as a photographer unless you work for a league or a newspaper, and it just seemed like there's so few opportunities to kind of break into that field. It kind of worked out in like this perfect storm, but I never really saw myself being a professional photographer.
Are you impressed by yourself and the way that you've kind of carved this very unique path, a journey that literally no one has laid this template down for you?
Really, I feel like I was able to show a whole nother side of them. When I started shooting, a lot of companies said, you know, we don't care about what players are wearing, you know, their shoes, what they do off the court, like it's not interesting. But it just wasn't interesting to a lot of, you know, mainstream media companies. But when you look at the basketball culture, the fans wanted to know. So I just kind of followed what the fans liked and what the players liked. And then now that's become more mainstream and now everybody wants to see. So, you know, it was kind of cool that I was able to be one of the first people, if not the first one, to really capture multiple players.
Cassy's relationships with players granted her access behind the scenes, from private basketball games to moments with families. It also allows her to get shots no one else could pull off.
I was at a Sierra Canyon game, and it was Bronny and Bryce versus Carmelo's son, Cayenne. And LeBron and Carmelo both showed up, and it was a media frenzy. There's all kinds of people. So I said, okay, the coolest thing would be to get all three boys together with their dads. So I go up to LeBron, and I'm like, hey, I want to get a group shot. Can we do this? LeBron says, you go get Cayenne. I'll get my boys. Let's do it. We got them all together, and I turn around. There must have been like 100 people behind me with phones, cameras, trying to push me out of the way. I'm like, no, like everybody.
I made this happen.
Yeah, this was really tough. Okay, so pushed everyone back, took the photo, and I was like, that was the one. And a couple days later, one of my friends, she had taken a picture of me talking to LeBron in that moment. So I posted on Instagram story, and I said, me and LeBron trying to get this epic photo. Then he reposted it and was like facts, we made it happen.
Now Cassy has leveraged her talents and following into work beyond basketball, and it all comes back to her passion.
For the people that have looked at your blueprint, what's your advice to them to have a successful career and to have longevity in this business?
I think the most important thing is to find something that you really like and get really good at it. The majority of what I do is relationship-based, and then I'm also, the smaller part is I have talent, so it works out. But I think it's just really important to be personable, to be a good person. One of my uncles used to say, life is a popularity contest, and you want people to like you. You want people, when they like you, they want to help you, they want to support you, and vice versa. You should be helping promote other people, and I think it just all comes back around if you're a good person.
Wow, what an amazing story by Cassy Athena.